Welcome to Biohacking with Brittany, a podcast focused on holistic health, nutrition, biohacking, and more. I'm your host, Brittany Ford, registered holistic nutritionist and self-proclaimed biohacker. During the last 10 years, I've focused on healing my gut and hormonal issues through lifestyle changes, nutrition, and of course, biohacks. And now I teach others to do the same. I'm so excited you're joining me today, so let's dive right in. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Biohacking with Brittany. I am super excited that you are joining with me today to tune in when I talk about biohacking and all things health and wellness and nutrition. And today we are talking about essential oils, but it's much more than that because this is a local company here in BC. And whenever I have a chance to connect with a local company or a brand, I really am psyched about it because it's just nice to support your own economy and your community. So today we are talking with Rodney Mulholland from Great Bear Rainforest Essential Oils. And we're going to kind of dive into his story and the story of this company and essential oils really and what they can do for us. So Rod, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Brittany. I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah. So how did you get started with this company? Kind of like walk us through your story.
Okay, for sure. Well, many years ago, I was dealing with skin issues, cystic acne, and such, and I was introduced into the spa industry and into products for my skin, and they really made a big difference. But one of the things I learned was that the ingredients in Canada and in skincare products aren't all equal. And there are many things that go into the products that are banned around the world, like in Asia and Europe, but are allowed in Canadian skincare products. So it was an eye-opening moment for me to kind of realize that, okay, maybe what I'm putting on my skin isn't helping my skin as much as I think it should be. So fast forward many years later, I've been a spa owner. I've been a spa therapist. I've worked with many organic brands that use essential oils and just been involved in the industry all around. So when I had the opportunity to work with the Great Bear Rainforest Essential Oils a few years ago, I was really excited. As you say, working with a local company is always nice, and a local manufacturer even nicer, and someone who is making something that's very special from a very special place in British Columbia. So I'm very excited to be associated and involved with Great Bear Rainforest Essential Oils.
Yeah, I love that. Do you know, just like off the top of your head, what some of the chemicals were that are allowed in Canadian products but aren't allowed in other places?
Well, there's, I believe, over a list of 100 ingredients
Wow.
that are allowed in Canada's skincare, and many of them are hidden under names like uh, fragrance.
Mm,
So the manufacturers have worked a deal with the governmental agencies, I guess, in some way that they're allowed for proprietary reasons not to disclose what is in the fragrance. But many times it's not anything that they want to disclose. So, things like sodium lauryl sulfates and parabens, those were the big ones. And the industry has turned so much in the last 10 years. Many more people aware of what they're putting on their skin. Are they full of parabens, cancer-causing agents, right, that are allowed in
hmm
Canadian skincare and banned around the world, or sodium lauryl sulfates, foaming agents. Um, so yeah, the list is wide and varied, but those were a few of them for me.
Yeah, that's really helpful. I typically read the ingredients on every product I buy, whether it's food or going on my skin.
Hmm.
And there's so many that I've read that I don't know what the ingredient is, or it'll say fragrances, or I forgot what the other one is. It's like natural something, and it just seems like this catch-all statement.
Hmm.
And you're kind of like, but what makes up the fragrance, right? Like there could be, like you said, like 100 ingredients in that word fragrance itself. So
Hmm.
that's very sketchy, and it's interesting that Canada is not more ahead of this. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean. Coming into the industry, I was quite amazed and shocked, maybe as you are too, as how dirty Canadian skincare really is. I mean, when China has higher standards than us, you begin to wonder what's going on here.
Mhm.
So yeah, we could get into a whole other topic on that just alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, safe to say the ingredients that we use in our products are if not 100% essential oils, then organic jojoba oil, which is very nice on the skin as well.
Right, right.
Hmm.
So, yeah, let's dive into essential oils. So, what is the backstory behind this company? I'm very, very
Hmm.
curious.
So it is a an indigenous owned company that about almost 15 years ago. It was a basically a project with some students, business students at Royal Roads University and the Center for Non-Timber Resources, and they began to put together a business plan. A feasibility study is really what it was, to assess the viability of making steam distilled essential oils, conifer oils, in fact, from the conifer trees in the Great Bear Rainforest, and providing them to the world. So this feasibility study was done, and many years and many much input later from the Great Bear Initiative, from the Coastal First Nations, which is also a group of over 8 First Nations within the Great Bear Rainforest. Um, a year, well, 2019 in the spring, the first line of products were launched for retail sale. So it's been a long time in coming,
Mhm.
and very excited to have the products now.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize you came to market so recently. That's like
Hmm.
just a couple years ago.
That's correct. Just a couple
Mhm.
years ago. That's right.
Yeah.
We're not quite a household name yet,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
a
That
work in progress.
Yeah. I love that. I love how the initiative was focused on doing something other than timber and other than wood like that up
Hmm.
there. And for everyone listening, the Great Bear Rainforest is like North BC, like very north. Like if you were to drive from Vancouver, it's about a 17-hour drive. Like it's far. And I actually really want to go there. It's on my bucket list to go visit,
Hmm.
because it's stunning. Literally, like yeah, it just looks like something else. Like I can't even wrap my head around it. Um, so yes, it's my plan to go there. Anyway, I think it's very interesting that these oils are steam distilled. So is that typical for essential oils, or is that something that is different with this company?
No, many high quality oils use steam for distillation. Better than alcohol.
Mm,
It's a more natural process, and we also retain a lot of the natural benefits, the terpenes that are found naturally within the oils of the trees in the Great Bear Rainforest itself. So it's a way to utilize what nature provides, and what for millennia the people of the Great Bear Rainforest have utilized in their daily lives for food, for ceremony, for medicine. It's the traditional use of these tree boughs, these amazing tree boughs, that we're building on while while offering the essential oils, which is really really special for us.
hmm So
Well, for
when
me to work
these
with. Hmm.
Yeah. So when these needles are harvested, is it
Hmm.
harvested from a living tree, or is it taken from only ones that have fallen to the ground? I'm just trying to like
Hmm.
picture what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. So everything is hand harvested, and no, we don't. It's much like pruning. If it
Mm,
is from a live tree, it's just a little bit taken at a time.
right.
So the tree, does better by it overall. But many times the boughs are retrieved from storm, from wind blow. Because the wind and the storm up in the areas of the Great Bear Rainforest blows like you wouldn't believe, even more so than here on the coast, down in Vancouver. So a lot of tree blown wind storms, and also at logging sites. within the Great Bear Rainforest. So
Mm.
these non-timber resources that would not be utilized are being able to be utilized in the oils.
Cool. Cool. That makes a
Hmm.
lot of sense. And that's cool too because it's environmentally friendly, you know? Like you're not really harming the space, the area as much as you would if you were going to cut down trees and that type of thing.
Well, that's it. I mean, they're sustainably harvested, so
Mhm.
that was, I believe, one of the objectives in the feasibility study to be able to provide the oils in such a way that isn't going to decimate the forest, right? And the First Nations that have lived there for millennia, they understand. It's not their lifestyle that has been decimating the forests. That's for sure, right? So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's also really cool that this initiative supports local employment through
Hmm.
the people there, right? And
Yeah.
when I
Hmm.
was reading up on the company, like that was part of why it was created was like how do we bring jobs to this space?
Well, that's exactly right. And it's a source of pride in the community
Mm,
that the jobs are being provided, mostly in the summertime because that's when the harvesting is done. We don't harvest in the wintertime. And so most of the oils will be distilled through the warmer months for sure. And that sense of community, sense of pride, sustainable in traditional practices, sustainable in traditional languages, is just something that is special and just very special to the region and great to be a part of.
yeah, no, I totally agree. And
Hmm.
I think that's why I've been so keen with like having you on here and using your products is
Mm.
because it's like environmentally friendly. You support your local economy and I get to support you as well. And so that's kind of what I see differentiates you from a massive company like doTERRA or like these other I don't know if they're MLMs, but like,
Hmm.
like the big companies.
Yeah.
And is there anything else that makes you guys different that really makes you guys stand out?
Well, we are manufacturers of conifer oils, and conifer oils. There's not many manufacturers of conifer oils in British Columbia.
Mm,
In fact, not many in Canada, but especially on the west coast here. So we're very unique in that way, and because the areas that we harvest from are so remote, um, you know, it's some of the most amazing, as you say, just breathtaking areas in Canada that these oils are coming from. And so it's almost like taking a piece of the rainforest and bringing it right into your home and right into your life and right into your experience and having all the benefits of being there without being there. So that's
mhm.
that's one of the wonderful things about the essential oils and very unique for Canada and for British Columbia.
Yeah, exactly. So why do you think not more companies create these conifer oils that you're talking about?
Mm. Well, it could be the volume of the conifer boughs that are required, because a lot of the boughs are required to make a small amount of oil. Just
Mm,
like for any of the essential oils, it takes a lot of product to make a little bit of oil. So that could be it. But we are seeing some exciting things happening within the industry as far as being utilized in more public spaces, and especially now with COVID for antibacterial, antiviral, heating, ventilation, air conditioning systems, and moving these conifer oils through these systems to naturally cleanse the air. So that's really exciting as well.
yeah. No, yeah, that is really exciting. So what are the different types of like scents and oils that you are offering right now?
Well, we have what we have four, well, actually, we have now 8 blends, 3 new blends that we've just come out with the Stormy Days, as well as the Pacific Breeze and the Rainforest Relief. Those are our 3 newest blends. But traditionally, our oils that we harvest and steam distill would be the Douglas fir, the shore pine, the western hemlock, and the Sitka spruce. And we also offer a nice blend that we refer to as the Rainforest Blend, which includes all of those conifer oils as well as some cedar wood and lemon. So it really just brings home that forest feeling and that forest aroma.
Mhm.
But the trees themselves, even though, like I mentioned, the Douglas fir, the Sitka, the Western hemlock, and the shore pine, they're all from the pine family, but they all have a very unique aromatic scent to them. That you can smell the difference in each of them, which is really neat. And of course, seeing the trees, you can see the difference in each of them. So I guess it shouldn't be that amazing, but the trees themselves, they each have their own unique notes, as we say.
I want to pause this episode briefly to talk to you about emphies. So, if you've been following me for a while now, you know that this is something that I have really been pouring myself into to develop for you. Emphies are healthier underwear for women made by women. They protect against EMF, radiation, and bacteria. And they do that through the type of fabric that I'm using. I've started going to sewing classes and pattern making private lessons in order to make sure that these are very modern, comfy, and cute, and not granny panties, unlike the couple of options on the market right now. So this is super important. The underwear protects the female reproductive parts, specifically the ovaries, from all of the radiation that's around us. So in our car, from Bluetooth, from our phone, from computers, from Wi-Fi, all sorts of things. And this matters, right? Like we're learning more and more about how our environment impacts our health, and EMF is tough and radiation is tough because we actually can't see it. So it's kind of one of those things that we just don't necessarily think about because we can't like visually see it on a day-to-day basis, but that does not mean it's not impacting our health. And the science backs us up now. There are countless studies on this, on how EMF can impact fertility, ovulation, pregnancy, also like cancer and mitochondrial health. The ovaries are actually the most dense organ in the body that has mitochondria in it. They have 100,000 mitochondria per cell in the ovaries, like per cell. That is insane. And so we really want to make sure that those little mitochondria are doing their best, are functioning at their best. And we want to block any EMF, any radiation from impacting how they function, because I want women to have healthy cycles and healthy hormones and healthy pregnancy and fertility, and not have further, much more serious complications in the future. So, this underwear helps you get there like one step closer. And so that's exactly why I developed it. And so pre-orders are coming this summer. I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and it has been a lot of fun in the months that I have been developing them. So if you're interested in getting on the wait list, the waitlist can be found at biohackingbrittany.com/emphies. That's EMFIES. Super easy. Or you can just go to the link in my Instagram bio. You can just sign up right through there as well. So definitely get on that wait list. It's growing pretty quickly. And everyone on the wait list will have early access to pre orders, which is super important because it's going to be quite a limited quantity to start, I think. So get on the wait list. And yeah, if you have any further feedback, I'm always open to hear what you think and what you're looking for, even product wise. Like, yeah, and a bunch of you have already asked me if I'm going to be creating things for children or for men, which is very interesting. But I think we're going to focus just on the females for now. So get on the wait list, and I look forward to dropping these very soon. Yeah, they definitely do. I'm looking at the Stormy Days spray right now,
Mm-hmm.
and this has your Douglas fir in it. and you spray this and literally like you feel like you're right in the forest. Like it's so fresh, and so grounding in a way too. Like I don't even know how to
Hmm.
describe it. Like whoever's listening, you guys got to check this out because it just smells so good. Um, and it's just nice to like have on your desk in terms of relaxing if you're stressed out, and kind of just like promoting, of course, like aromatherapy. Yeah, and I'm just really impressed by the smells. It's unlike anything I've ever smelled before in terms of essential oils.
Yeah, I'm also very happy with the Stormy Days. It's an amazing blend of oils,
Hmm.
and from with the Douglas fir, we also add the rosemary, the orange, which you can really pick up in that blend, as well as lavender and vetiver. It's a really uplifting. We called it Stormy Days because it's one of those blends that if you're not feeling your best self, using the blend really, just as you say, just picks you up. It's really, I'm amazed every time when I do use it, and I feel that because
Hmm.
it's like, oh, this is so nice. It just makes you feel good,
Hmm.
which is good.
So for someone who's never tried essential oils before, um, how would you recommend they would get started? And like, how would you
Yeah.
explain what they are and like what aromatherapy even is?
Oh my goodness, those are big questions. Okay, well, I would say aromatherapy is basically a little bit of nature, and so that's been compressed. Because that's really what it is. It's the herbs, it's the flowers, it's the trees, it's the leaves, and the essence of those plants and herbs and flowers. Um, and that's what the oil is. It's a concentration of that essence. And so, utilizing it, you need to be aware of what you're doing, especially with the 100% essential oil. It can be very strong, especially on the skin.
Hmm.
So you don't want to put 100% essential oils directly onto your skin. Sometimes people can have sensitive reactions to them. The roll-ons are best for direct applications. So the roll-ons are a 5% blend of essential oil in 95% organic jojoba. So the jojoba is very akin to our skin, and it doesn't leave the skin greasy, and absorbs very nicely. And you get the benefits of the oils by using just a very little bit of them. So it's nice that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good explanation. I like that, like a piece of nature. It's such a nice way to
Yeah.
put it. Um, and so like, I know you just released newer products, I think in the last month or so, like this spray. But do you have plans in the future to come out with like essential oils in skincare, or like where do you see the company going?
Hmm. Well, that would be very nice. Definitely, it's something that we're open to and working with. We work right now with all the local companies that are helping or using the oils in their own productions, like with candles, with soaps, and certain things like that. So we probably have to partner with somebody that maybe is already making organic skincare
Mhm.
to utilize it. We probably wouldn't want to make it ourselves, but we're happy to partner with somebody like that for sure. It would be very exciting. Or if you have organic skincare or non-fragrant skincare, utilizing a couple drops of the oils of the 100% essential oils into your skincare is a really easy way and nice way to utilize them on your skin as well.
Mhm.
Super simple.
Mhm. Yeah, I would love to see that. I'd love to see you partner with a local
Hmm.
organic skincare line and be the fragrance, the natural smells in their or natural scents in their products. I think that would be really epic for you.
I think so too, Brittany. I think so too. So we put it out there. So
Yeah.
let's be. I'm open to it for sure.
So if someone's listening and you have a skincare
That's right.
company, let us know and we can hook you up. Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
right.
I know previously when we chatted, you talked about forest bathing, and I
Hmm.
find this so interesting because I haven't talked about this on my podcast before, um, and I don't know if I've actually done this. Like, I don't know what defines forest bathing and what doesn't define it. So, can you kind of outline this for us?
Sure. Forest bathing is something that is more well known and more practiced in Japan. In fact, the health authorities in Japan recognize it for its health benefits.
Mm.
There, it's known as Shinrin Yoku. But basically, forest bathing, and what they've studied is, in Japan, they've studied this. What happens is that people that are dealing with hypertension, dealing with stress, dealing with high blood pressure, living, in a very high pressure environment, when they experience forest bathing, which can be as simple as just walking into a forest, and even simpler than that, it can be experienced just by looking at a picture of a forest they've found in their
Wow.
studies, which is really neat. But being in the forest environment, if you haven't experienced it, I'm sure we've all experienced walking in the forest and how wonderful it feels and how connected you feel. And so, what they've measured is psychological differences in patients and also physiological differences where the blood pressure has been lowered. And this is over very short amount of time. Like, you know, in your first experience, you can get benefits from it, kind of thing, right? You don't have to do it for 6 to 8 weeks before you see any benefit. You can benefit in the first experience, which is really nice for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But very much more well known in Japan and in China than in British Columbia. Even though we have a little bit of forest here in BC, I'm sure it's going to be something. I mean, everybody enjoys going into the forest. It's just that healthcare practitioners. Um, in Japan and such, they actually bring people into the forest to heal. So it's a different mindset in the medical industry there than it is here for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I can totally see that. I think
Hmm.
we, I think we enjoy going into the forest here and we walk trails and like
Hmm.
go hiking, especially in BC. Like hiking is such a big thing here, um,
Yes.
through the forest. But I don't necessarily think we even think about how healing it is and to actually use it as a remedy when we're feeling anxious or we're feeling depressed or
Mm.
something like that. um and it
So true.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and it's not surprising that Asia is ahead of us with this type of thing because like I think they are with so many natural approaches to health, and we have a lot to learn from them. So, um, yeah, and I can definitely feel it myself. Like when I go hiking or when I spend time in the forest, like I feel more grounded, and I just
Hmm.
feel more like I don't even know how to say it, like centered and less like less to do lists and more just like present.
Very present,
Yeah.
experiencing, gratitude,
Mm,
just experiencing, just self love, just love of, just being, as you say, just being, not doing, just being.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
nice.
And
Yeah.
we can get away from that so quickly in the Western world or with this type of
Hmm.
thinking, um, of go, go, go and ambition and trying to hit the next goal and whatever we're doing. Um, but then life just passes you by and then you don't even appreciate what you have. So yeah.
Yeah, very true. And what's nice is to have the oils to be able to use in your office, your home, your bedroom, to be able to have that forest experience, to be able to go there in your mind. I mean, the athletes that work on a high level understand to use the imagination is a lever, is leverage. And so even what they're finding in Japan, as I mentioned, just looking at the picture of a forest brings physiological and psychological changes in a person.
Mm,
So when we're able to take the essential oil and diffuse it into the room and experience that aromatherapy that is derived from this wonderful area, we get to be part of that. As you said, it makes you feel grounded, just makes you feel connected, just gives you a chance, even if it's for 10 seconds, just to feel better, right?
yeah.
So it's good that way.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And like if you're
Hmm.
stuck in an office or you're working at home and you can't get out into the forest,
Yeah.
using something like the spray or the essential oil and getting that piece of nature as much as you can is amazing. And you feel it when you spray it, when you smell it. Um, and visualization, like you talked about, is huge. And so many people
Hmm.
in the mindset, wellness, biohacking space understand visualization. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very powerful, and it's not even like woo woo anymore. Like I think it's like totally
Mm-hmm.
past that point of that, which I'm glad, because like again, like you said, like it's been proven through different ways, through different famous people, through different athletes, that like you can visualize your way to success, and you can visualize your way to being in nature and being more calm and whatever you need to get through your day and make your day better.
That's very true, many times, because we are bombarded with so much information these days, being able just to kind of tune that out and tune into ourselves, and just maybe reset those biorhythms. It's just an easy way to do that, and breathing, as you say, centering and grounding. Breathing, I find one of the easiest ways and quickest ways just to kind of bring me back in, and just to kind of, okay,
Mm,
just take a deep breath. And and when you're utilizing the essential oils in deep breathing, it's very simple, but it's also just another tool in your tool belt to just allow yourself that time to recover, that time to breathe, right? Many times we just forget to breathe.
yeah. Yeah, we tend to breathe so shallow and just,
Hmm.
in our diaphragm, and not actually into our belly and have these full deep breaths. And I do that all the time, and I'm constantly trying to learn how to breathe deeper and better.
Hmm.
But in terms of your essential oils, do you have like a
Sure.
favorite one that you go to and that you typically recommend to people?
Well, I love the in our new blends. I've got to go. My favorite is definitely the Stormy
Hmm.
Days, because not only is it available in the roll-on, in the diffuser blend, and in the mist, um, but I just love the way it makes me feel. But other than that, the Rainforest blend is one of my favorites, which has the cedar wood in it and the lemon. So is the Douglas fir, and the shore pine. I love the shore pine because it just kind of gives a like a bright tone. Sometimes in the morning, I'll just a couple drops of the shore pine and breathe that in, through the diffuser. Just kind of wakes me up in the day. Just kind of gives me a bit of a brain boost, as they say, which is nice.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And we are partnering together to actually do a giveaway, which I'm super excited about. So
Yeah.
for everyone listening and following online, um, we're gonna give some stuff away, and you'll be able to actually smell this yourself. And I'm excited for that, so we can kind of get the word out, and people can support such a great local company.
Well, thank you, Brittany. Yes, we're gonna give away a reclaimed cedar roll-on gift set, which has the rainforest relief, the Pacific breeze, and the stormy days in the roll-on, along with some wonderful etching, some First Nations artwork on the inside, and the wonderful Great Bear Rainforest Essential Oils logo on the front and back. So that is a wonderful new gift set, that we're happy to give out to one of your lucky listeners.
Yeah, yeah. So everyone stay tuned for that. And that will be posted on Instagram so you can see it there. And for everyone who wants to purchase some of your essential oils or like
Mhm.
contact you, where can they go?
Our website, Great Bear Rainforest Essential Oils.ca, is a great place to purchase the oils. If you want to get in contact with me personally, business at Great Bear Essential Oils.ca. Maybe we should put that link in your notes. I did say Great Bear Rainforest. It's actually just Great Bear Essential
Hmm.
Oils.ca. It's not the full name of the product. It's just the website is Great Bear Essential Oils.ca, just so it's not confusing for people.
Perfect. Yeah, I will link that in the show notes, and it'll be on my website too for everyone to listen and or to try, I guess. But
And
yeah,
we'll offer a promo for everybody, a discount,
mhm,
say 25%. That, I think that would be a nice discount off the products
yeah.
that we're happy to do for anybody that wants to give them a try for the first time. And please, if you do, love to hear your review of them on our site. That just helps other people find the oils and feel good about utilizing them as well. So that's always appreciated.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. Well, thank you so
Mhm.
much for coming on today. This was great. I learned a lot, and I know everyone listening definitely learned a lot too.
That's awesome, Brittany. I'm so glad, very happy to be here, and um, happy for your followers to be able to check out the essential oils that we have available here locally from the Great Bear Rainforest. That's great.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. As always, feel free to screenshot this episode and tag me if you'd like me to respond. I really hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you have a question about your health, my DMs are always open and I'm currently taking new clients. Thanks, and see you next time.